Uh, boss, good evening. How you doing? Well, election they go as they go, Jerry. Yeah, yeah, amen. Amen.
Omo, if my head fit carry am, no wahala now. My head fit carry am. Okay, okay. Oh, I will thank God. Alhamdulillah. We are pushing it through. We are pushing through. Um, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Someone challenging. uh, it's not for the weak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think the first thing is that it depends on the person's nature. So based on the person's nature. So I'm not a person that I've tried to learn something on my own before and I've learned it successfully. If that's the case, then the best thing you can do is you can go ahead and just go ahead and learn on your own. Find a course. And this is the problem. I'm going to first of all analyze the set of people that we might have. So the first person is that, okay, I've tried to learn something on my own before and I've done it successfully. I've been able to learn something on my own before and I've done it successfully. So that's the first set. The second set is that when I try to learn something on my own, I get discouraged along the line, and probably it takes I find it challenging. So when I try to, or I don't, along the line, I don't feel motivated anymore, and I give up. So which is where a lot of people are like where a lot of people fall, but there are still people that they can say, okay, they are so disciplined that they can say, okay, I want to learn this thing on my own, and they'll go ahead and learn it, and then of course they'll just push through. They just have that energy. There are people like that. So if someone is the kind of person like that, like okay, I have that energy. When I say I want to do something, I'll just go ahead and do it, and I'll be successful there. I'm something that okay, this is what I want to do, and I'll like push through whatever the case might be. So if you are the kind of person, then it is better to go and find a resource and learn through it. Find the resource and learn through it. Now, ah,
Alpha and Swamp.
ah,
Hey, sorry.
CD Alpha now. So what I was saying essentially is that if the kind of person that okay, I know I can push through, I'm able, I'll be whatever it is the obstacle that I'll have my way, I'll be able to get around it. I've tried learning something around before and I've done it successfully. So they can go ahead and go and pick a material. You go on, because there are a number of materials online, and this is one of the problems of people that are self-learning. Because there are numerous free materials on the internet. And when people try to use one, they just jump to another one, they work on one, jump to another one, and that like it fucks up the person's progress. So there's a pick a material, was a pick a material, just go ahead with that material, finish it. Once you finish that material, they try to work on projects and every other thing, then they can go on to probably a more advanced one. So, but it should be like one material, focus on that one material, finish. If you are going to W3 schools, work on W3 schools, finish it up, and then do the probably have quizzes there, work on projects on it. If you have another advanced course, then you can take it. So if you are going to self-learn, I will actually say, okay, I will recommend a video tutor, a video class lecture, because reading text might be boring sometimes and you might not even know the practical use. But when you're watching videos with their practical, you see the person doing it live. So when I'm reading sometimes, you might not even know how to write the code, the correct syntax and a number of stuff like that. But when you see the person like an experienced developer writing it live and you're seeing how they are writing it, how they are running it, you hardly run into problems when you are watching live video. Although you can also run into problems, when you are watching live video tutorials, it's very most of the time you don't run into problems. Unlike when you're reading text on W3 schools and all of that. I feel like W3 schools and those websites they are basically for documentation. So like if you run across if you like trying to remember a method or how a function is used, probably an array method, you want to remember how an array method is used, you can go to WTS to go and read on. It's like the documentation is there. So that's what I feel like it's about. But if you want to like start from the beginning, it's better to find the video resource. And of course, like I said initially, you know, okay, you can self-learn, you've done it before. And you know you can actually push through whatever it is that happens. So it's better to find a video tutorial, probably Udemy, Coursera, if you have any friend that can share you, or YouTube self. So, but the most important thing is that you focus on one material when you're starting out. Finish that one, work on projects, and then probably if you have another a more advanced one, then you go to that one. So I think that's basically what it's about. Now the second people are the people that are not um like they don't believe they know they can give out at any time. So that's this thing. If I if I don't see ginger, programming is not for the vehicle. So if they know that I don't do like this thing, I might give up. Oh. So because like you said, it's not for the program is not for the week. So those ones is better they enroll or they find there are two ways. They enroll to a coding academy, coding class, might be online, might be physical. So or they try to get a mentor. Yeah, yeah. WhatsApp, of course, WhatsApp online programming class is zero. WhatsApp online programming class is zero because I don't know what you want to be doing on WhatsApp. You cannot do a call now and you share your screen on WhatsApp. I don't know. I don't. Most of the ones I've seen, most of the ones I've seen from my own experience, the WhatsApp online learning platform I've seen is like it's zero. They are not doing anything there. They're just like doing the basic, and that's what the ones I've seen personally. You wanted to say something? Yeah, okay. If that's the case, then of course it's still fine. So definitely they are like having the real practical classes. They are going to video calls and they are like reaching out to everyone. They are tasking them, giving them assignments, giving them projects. So that's still fine. So but the medium they are using is WhatsApp. So that's still fine. So for virtual learning. So basically one can go for like a paid class or you find a mentor. So a physical a mentor around. Even if you are learning, if you are self-learning, it's better to find a mentor because you might feel like okay, I can go in the beginning, but at the end of the day, by the time you get to the middle, you see that you realize that this thing is not like it's not that easy. So whichever way, once you find the mentor around, someone that has done it before, that you can always get in touch to and try to. But although the thing is that programming mentors, they are not really like experienced. I'm talking about experienced developers. They're not really like very easy to get in touch with. So, but that's where one, yeah, they're not like very available and all of that. So I think the thing that one wants to do as well is to like probably ah and I wasn't gaming now, so I knew people try. So to to get them, so probably one would just look at okay, what is the thing that I can do for them that they'll be interested in. Just try to find that thing that you can use to attract them. So, but basically, whichever way one has to have a mentor. So it's either you go for a full class, like register for a full paid class, and or you also like find a mentor that is ready that'll be that I can like talk to every time. I can talk to most of the time. So that will also like probably give you the outlines of the course the programming language you're trying to learn. Okay, these are the steps you're going to go about. If you have any question, you can come to me and I'll also be giving you tasks. So that's basically what I mean by a mentor there. So the person that will like give you the outlines can answer your questions anytime. I will also be available to give you tasks and review them. So if you can do that, because that's basically what coding schools have been. It's not like coding schools are putting the code on the students' head. They're just like, okay, you give them the right outline. This is the path you are going to take. If you have any challenge, you can come here. We are going to give you tasks. So like all the body that you have to carry when you are self learning, most of them the coding school is going to carry. They give you the almost the resource, they give you the outlines. Because some even help students like after learning can give them jobs and all of that. So what the main thing is that if you know you can go out on your own, you can because at the end of the day, everybody's going to do personal work. It doesn't matter whether you pay $1 million for a coding school, you're still going to work on yourself. You're going to sit down and do the actual job on your own. So I think that's basically my thoughts on where to start from as a beginner. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then yeah. Okay, so basically for projects, one of the if you're trying to get a project idea, just go on Google, type the course you are learning. Probably you are looking for projects to build on Python. Just go Python beginner projects. Just type it on Google. You see a number of results for project ideas. They used to do for JavaScript, do for CSS. If I do for HTML, do for any language. Just say okay, HTML beginner projects, project ideas for JavaScript beginners, project ideas for JavaScript advanced. So you see there, but there are some sites that actually offer. Because I know for front end development, that's front end method or I it's a very popular one. Most a lot of people use it. I also use it for students, and I use it personally as well. So that's for front end. But any other, I don't know for most of the other languages, but any language, even full stack, if you want to say, okay, I want to be the full stack application, you can go on Google, say, okay, full stack, project ideas for full stack development, for Node.js, full stack development, for React projects. React project ideas, just type in the language and the technology you are using, and then just say project ideas. Google is going to bring a number of results. You are going to find a number of results on. In fact, one can use that ChatGPT now to reduce the time and stress. Just give you a number of those results that you can give you the ideas. But when you now have the idea, you are looking for design. That's where the actual problem comes in. But I think the ways you can go about build a the certificate computer, like you said, yeah. Hello. Okay. So like I was saying, basically you can get the design. There are two ways to like get when you have the project idea already. We are looking for okay the design I'm going to use and all of that. So one way is that one can decide to uh look for similar projects. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to build an e-commerce website. I can look for okay similar e-commerce web pages online, can look for them. Or I go to UI UX side. There's some site that what they do basically is UI UX. For example, Dribble, what's the other site? I've forgotten the but there's some sites where UI UX designers are, where they put their projects, where they put their portfolio and the number of designs they've built before. So you know, one can go into those kind of websites, just search for the project you are looking for. Let's say I'm looking for e-commerce. Just search for e-commerce there. It's going to be a number of designs that the designers have done, and you can see okay, yeah, we can with that you can have design ideas. So that's when you are looking for when you are looking for design idea for your project. So there are two ways I think you can go about it. The first one is that you look for similar projects that have been done before. So something very close to what you're trying to do that has been done before. Look at how they did it, and you can just probably change some things, probably change the color, change the position of some containers and all of that. Just change the structure a little bit. So that's the first one. The second one is that you can look into some websites. There are websites where UI designers are, where they submit, where they like view their portfolio, they just submit their designs there. They put their designs there. You can go into those kind of websites like Dribble. And I've forgotten this other one. But Dribble, I know of Dribble. So you can go in there, just search for what you are working on, probably e-commerce. Just search for e-commerce. Yes, you are going to see some designs there. That one should also give like an idea of where you can build out. Yeah. 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 Some things, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No. So actually, people forget this. Yeah, developers, yeah, senior guys also get to. No, actually, so I think this is how it works. So, so I think this is how it works. You see, we tend to forget it. Yeah, that's very sure. But the developers, like senior developers, also forget a number of things. In fact, if I don't forget, I was learning. There was I think around 2021. I used to write PHP. Now, I don't think I even like do basic things in PHP again because I've not been using PHP for this year. So what what that forgetfulness is basically is one of the future of like human. That's the normal thing for human. So, but I think the idea there is that the more you do it, the less you tend to forget. And that's one of the things about experience. By the time you start building experience, because where you are, by the time you spend a number of times using the technology, you will have done a thing, you'll have done the same thing, probably using a method, using a function, using a particular method, or you work with some data types like multiple times. Something you have done for like 10 times is very, very hard for you to forget. For example, now, if you're opening P tags for like a lot of times, you can say for yourself that you are very sure that I cannot forget Peter. I got to open Peter. So because you've done this like maybe you've done it like 50 times. So and that's the thing about experience. By the time you are doing these things, by the time you do it like 10 times, you use the method 10 times, you do something like probably 10, 20 times. So it's even if you don't go to it for some time, you're not going to forget. So but when you forget, you don't need to go back. You don't need to go back to that technology again. One the main thing is okay, I've understood this thing. I understood the concept. Anytime you want to work on projects, you're still going to go back there. So if you want to, let's say for example, like there's a project that needs you to apply some array functions. So that's when you realize, okay, I don't know array functions again. You can go and check array functions, try to read through them, understand them very well. You go and apply it in that project. By the time you apply it in the project, if another project comes, you still remember you like you still have your memory. So the thing is, the more you apply, the more you remember. So the more you apply, the less you forget. So because by the time you use it, I use it the first time, use the second time, use the same thing, the same like method, the same function. I use it the first time, second, of course. So it just a thing that I'll just find it in my permanent memory. Probably that will last me for years. Even if I don't use it anymore, I'll last me for if I don't write code again for like 5 years now, there are some things I cannot forget in programming because I've been doing it for like a very long period of time well for I've been doing it not only for a very long period of time, but I've been doing it consistently, and I've also taught people. So it's very very hard to like forget those kind of things. Once you have applied something in the real world, for example, if I'm stuck in a project, probably I'm trying to get some feature, but I got stuck somewhere and I found a bug. That bug that you like you saw your code. If someone in the future, or even if you, by the time you probably are writing another program and you like see something similar, the first thing that your mind will go to is that the solution you did the last time. That hey, this was how I did the last time, and once you'll be able to do it. If another person finds like falls into that kind of bug, so they also spend a lot of time. But you that you know that okay, this is the cause of this bug. This was the cause of this bug the other time I faced it. You'll be able to like see like this is what before. That's why some of the people, some of my students will see me as this guy is a guru. But the thing is that I've also faced the problem you were facing before. I've faced your problem before, and I've also spent a lot of time before I realized, it, and I know that okay, this is what the cost will be. So it's not like someone brought it from heaven. The more you do, the more the problem you face, the more you be able to remember the stuff that you've learned. So it's just about application, and that's basically what experience is about. So by the time you just using JavaScript, if you use JavaScript to develop like 20 projects, by the time you develop like 20 projects in JavaScript, there's some things that you cannot forget again. Like it'll be hard for you to because there's something you'll be applying. For example, if you're working on JavaScript with the DOM, so like you see you'll be applying the DOM. Yeah, you'll be all the verses now, you'll be calling HTML tags, you'll be calling all of them. You use events. So all those things, they are very there's no way you forget them if you want to use them. So I think that's basically what. But there's always the confidence is always not there as well because me too say I think I learned like CSS. I repeated CSS like probably 3 times. I was just learning because by the time I started learning JavaScript, I would have forgotten CSS. Wallah, wow. So, but I realized that there's no way. You are not. The thing is that once you apply, the more you apply, the less you forget. So Just like application is the main thing. If you forget, don't worry. Just go ahead. By the time you want to apply it, because if you go back to the course again and you don't apply it, you're still going to forget again. That's the thing. So if you go back again now, you go and advise, okay, after 2 3 months, you are still not using it. If you want to use it again after that 3 months, you are still going to go back there. So just be switching and switching. The main thing is that once you learn, try to apply. If you forget anything, go back to. It's very few online. They have it the number of documentations online. They can still go back on. They are not going to remove it. Hopefully, so you still able to use it. I think that's my point here. That's my yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. 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 So I think community is a very good thing. Community is very it's something that I also will recommend. Although I'm not really a product of your community because I I didn't used to like mix with people and talk together like that. So but I know people that have benefited greatly from communities, that have benefited a lot from communities. So and also I recommend that if you have a community around you, try to join them and try to be active. And I think the main thing about being a community is that you might be in a community and not benefit from it if you're not active. So if they know that okay, you're also active by probably answering questions, by posting questions, by like sharing solutions, sharing resources, doing things that other people want. So interactive because your focus will not be mainly on yourself, it will be mainly on other people. That's how I think how we can thrive generally as people in any community we find ourselves. So communities be like it's a very good thing. I'm not a product of it, but I know people that benefited from it, like I said, and like people got jobs, a lot of things, they do a lot of things from community. But I think if you want to thrive in the community, what I believe is that you should be like active there. You might be in a community and you might not benefit anything from there, and others will be like they got this from this so people, they got this from you may not benefit from there if you're not active. So it is the people that they know that okay, this boy is in the game. Yeah, so it's like the people they know that are in the game that they will refer to some things they have. Although they might post some things on there, they might post some things in the community, like general stuff. But when it comes to personal things that okay, they want to probably they need someone to handle a project, people that have to relate to someone, they will first of all think of you that okay, this guy has been posting questions here, this guy has been answering questions, this guy has been always attending our events, this guy has always been active. So activeness is very, very important. You have to be active in the community. If you are looking into leveraging on communities, one has to be active. And in fact, any community we find ourselves, we should try to be active in class, anywhere. Like being active is very, very important. It's one of the things I'm personally working on as a person. So and I encourage everyone to like try to be active in communities, like even local communities around you in the hostel, in your classroom, at work, anywhere. Try to be active, like look at other people and interact with them, and try to like be interested in other people. Okay, what are you guys doing? If anybody asks questions and you know it, answer it and like do it politely, not like shame the other person. So basically, being leveraging on the community is about being active, like being interested in other people, getting in touch with people. In fact, I see some people when they get into a new community, they try to like, for example, if it's a WhatsApp community, they try to message people. Though some see it as spam, but I think there's a number of people they will introduce themselves to the guys there, and try to probably get some people to see their contact and all of that. So it's a nice thing. Meet people and be active in the community. That's basically what I think can help someone leverage on community. And also, there's also a side effect. So there are some communities that basically waste times. So they waste time. One has to also be very careful of of those ones. So like you um just be like send messages and things that doesn't matter. Very careful. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So web app and websites. Yeah. Most of the time, you use similar technologies, very similar technologies for them. So, but the difference is in the interactivity. Websites, most of the time, when you go to the website, what you go and do there is that most of the time you go and read the information there. You read some information, do some things, and you are gone. But when you're working with a web app, you are interacting with it. You are logging in, you are uploading some things, you are getting some things back from it. You are like having this interaction. Not like when you go to a website, I can just be scrolling down and on and off. If I go to my school portal, which is a web app, I can go there, change some things there, upload my results, upload my passwords, like pay my school fees, download some things from there, and do a number of things. Like I can put in information, I can interact with it very well, and it can also like there's this interactiveness, there's this interactivity there. So unlike websites, most of the websites like blogs, what you just go and do is that you just go there, read some things, and live there. The interactivity is very very low. You comment there or and you like a post. So the interactivity, unlike you going somewhere, log in there, um, do a number of operations, carry out a number of operations, probably calculate some things and all of that. So that's like what web apps is. And people are now they are trying to redefine web app recently. Like okay, especially with React, Angular, and all of the other frameworks that just came in. People are now saying okay, the web app is web app. Another difference between web app and website is that okay, web app doesn't you don't have to be loading two pages before you can navigate around. But website web app rather. So but website you have to be navigating. You see some things loading, going to another page, going to another page. But web app just like you're navigating through sections. You won't feel the effect of navigating through pages, two web pages. Like you won't see it loading every time you click on something, it will be loading. But of course, there are some web app like that. This new definition was just brought in with the adventure of uh with the event of that Angular and all those frameworks. So those are the ones that defined the definition of web app now. That okay, you won't be when you want to navigate through some sections, you don't see that okay, you now have pages loading and loading. Or you just see that okay, I click on this one, it navigates me to the next section, probably the next part of the app, this one to the next part of the app, and this. So basically, the web app is built about interactivity. You can interact with it. You can like do a number of things with it. Why websites like just to read information about it, just like UI websites, just go and just University of Ibadan website, just go there, read the information there. Probably the release cutoff mark, result is out, school resumption, just read the information. But their web app, the portal, is for me to go there, check my results, log in, probably change my password, submit make my payment, do a number of things, get my hostel and all of that. So I can interact with it. I can also interact with it as a web app. So that's a very basic definition of website. Yeah. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And in school, ah, well, so it's going to be very hard, especially for someone that's like trying to have a very high grade in school. So it's not going to be easy, and that's what I used to tell people. So if you're trying to learn a skill and you're trying to make a very good grade in school, it's not going to be easy. You should expect it because a lot of people are not doing it. A lot of people are just schooling and they are still even failing in that schooling. They are not. They are only schooling and like making it very much in school. Like they are having very low grades, even though they are schooling alone. Now you want to have skill and you also want to be schooling and you want to have high grades. So I don't know what I'm looking for. Well, since you are looking for it, no wala. So now the thing is, I personally believe that we there are sometimes that we waste in school that we spend on. If as currently I'm running like businesses, I know that if I want to be on first class, I'll be on first class in school, even though I'm still on these things. Because there are things that there are times that we just spend, that we just spend in school and just waste them. So there was a time I was in the room and I just like someone was talking beside me. Someone was talking in the corridor. The person was like, was asking that okay, someone was asking the guy that I was asking the someone that okay, when is Liverpool ball or when is this match? When is one this match? The guy was like, the guy was like, it's going to be by 4 p.m. He was like, position of Shekoto the time here now. That there's nothing I want to be doing before that time. I was like, bro, um, for the past 2 years, like for the past 2 years, I don't think I've had a day that I will wake up and don't have load of tasks I want to do for that day. I don't think there's a day that I will wake up and say, there's nothing like it. I always have something like I was like, hey, people are, but I couldn't talk. There's no day I will wake up and not have, even on holidays, especially on holidays are even much more, especially on school days, rather. School days are even much more like crazy. All days, there's always things that I have or that I want to do. But although I might not be doing it, but I know that this thing, I have to be doing this thing. I know that I have lots of things I want to do. I will never say it outside that I don't have anything to do. Like, so why I believe that there are some times that we spend in school that are not really necessary. But even with that, as when you are trying to learn a skill and you're trying to like make grades, the what you need to understand is that it's not going to be easy. Now, a way I think you can do it is in the beginning days of the school where things are not still hot. So you can try to dedicate some time for programming, like to try to code, learning and learning and learning. When it's time for um when it's towards the end of the semester, when probably we are going to be writing tests, exams, and everything to get my rough. So that time, I think it's better to start to be working on projects then. Just to work, probably spend 30 minutes on that project, leave it so that you don't leave it because once you leave it, you are likely to forget and you'll be discouraged and you also you also want to go back and start learning again. So instead of doing that, what you can do is that okay, use the beginning days of the semester, be learning, keep learning. But when it gets to the edge, when so that you don't leave it, you can be spending probably 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day is not much. But people will see that I said the exam said 30 minutes a day. The time some people spend on this thing and some it's like- the way 1 hour goes sometimes they will not know. When you are spending time on something productive, you be like you have spent a lot of time. But when you're spending time on frivolities, like people that doesn't matter, things that doesn't matter, you don't realize it. Maybe I should start using Facebook now. That was why I said, probably I'll just leave social media for a while. And, because you won't know when the time will go. You just realize I downloaded one app that gives me the time I spend on my phone. And sometimes I'll just see 4 hours. Even days that I feel like I was busy. 4 hours on my phone. What? And I don't really have much business I'm doing on my phone. I don't have any much productive thing I'm doing on my phone. So the early days use probably 1 hour. It might be the person knows what works. The individual know what works well for them, what works best. So they can probably in the morning or probably when I'm after class. I can. There's some, but me I don't know. There's some classes that are not worth going to. Well, I can't I don't even know much about that. So yeah. So basically, once you try to manage the time, the early days you can use to learn. When it gets to the time of the semester that are rough, that you know that this is the time I need to be reading. So you can just probably spend little time on coding, work on projects because this time you're not going to be learning again. Just apply the things that you've learned, probably 30 minutes, just apply something you've learned 30 minutes. So I think that will help exam after actually not this. That should be the time once you now put the entire energy in learning. So what people have different things they do. For some people, that's where some people will read reading for the next semester. But I think it's better. But for me, yeah, so that's when I put the energy into whatever it is I'm doing, my my business, my skill. I try to learn things then. So focus on the early days of the school. You can be using that to learn, and the end. Then you can lighten up. You can lighten the time you spend on programming by working on, but don't leave it. That's the most important. That's just what I want to point out. Try not to leave it entirely because if you leave it, I don't leave it though. Try hard not to leave it. I think we just forget. So yeah. uh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Understand? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy. Ah, yeah. Bro, yeah, I understand. I don't really think I've seen someone too because there are some guys that I rode in this like then when the school was in holiday and when the when year resumed like this, some of them like just they started giving excuses that school they knew. Okay? I was like, anyway, I understand too. So but it's for the rugged. It's for the rugged. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Sakma, that's Sakma Sideje. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, out what? Yeah, I'm the one doing it. So, but just the basic, go, just very basic. I'm using Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop for that. But I did it like, yeah. So, yeah. So what I just do is that I they're like very basic things. Actually, those things that I do, the flyer, the quiz, the quotes, and the student of the week. Or those are like very basic stuff. But how I was able to do it is that okay, when I realized that okay, there's something I want to do, and I don't know how to do it, I'll just go on Google and search for that. Too. Okay, how do I add shadow to my image, or how do I add a round something to my image in Photoshop? Or I go to YouTube and I search for it, and I just find it, and that one is also added to the skill. Yeah. So if I have any other thing I want to do with Photoshop the next day, I'll just go on YouTube, or go on Google, just search for it, and I'll apply it. So because it's not like I want to work with it, I'm not like I want to eat with it. I'm just using to support my personal enterprise. So it's not like I want to be like established graphic designer. So an established graphic designer, it's a bad practice. So it's only when you need something that you're going to. So it's like, but because I just want to like use it for my own personal enterprise, and even in the future, the plan is like to get a graphic designer. That I don't. It's not like it's not my main skill. So that's basically what I do. I just like look basic stuff. I also downloaded a course then, just a YouTube course. I think so some few hours. I also was that I used to learn the basics. But if I have any issue I want to, I have any tool I want to use, there's a feature I want to use there, and I don't know how to use it. I'll just go online and search for how to use that tool, and that's basically how I've been learning to use Photoshop. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. So to get a job in programming, so it's like the first thing is that you have to learn the skill. Once you learn the skill, you master the skill. The only way you are going to be poor as as a developer that knows what he's doing, that has the skill, that has the actual skill, if you are poor, it's either as it and you have this and you are a developer, it's one thing, it's either you don't know it very well or you are silly. Because now the first thing is if you have if there's no way uh you can really get around not having the actual skill, not knowing it very well and getting a job. So once you are sure, the first thing I'm emphasizing on is that try to learn it very well, know how to do it, and you have to work on projects. Like you have to work on projects. If work on as many projects as you can, like real life projects, not these all these to do list and all of those basic projects. Oh. Try to look for a real project and work on it. Now the second thing that will help is that you let people know. So you let people know what you are doing. Um, don't just like learn the code all day, and then put your head in your room. Nobody knows that you are even coding. How do you people give jobs to those they know? A lot of times it's not the most competent that gets the job, it's the most known. So the people that they know most, those are the people that they give jobs. So let people know, post what you add it to your bio, post what you're learning every day. Even when you're learning, post it. And there's a quote that work hard in silence, let us meet you up. Bro, the as you are as you are learning, be making noise. So let people know that yeah, let people know you are learning. Yeah. So let people know you are in the market. Because if people only like they only recognize those they know they are in the market. Let them know. Post about it regularly. The first job I was going to get was because of the fact that I post about. I don't even know where the person that like the breakthrough that I had in programming was a UK person that that gave me a gig then, and the person said he saw my post online that I was looking for. I have so skill, and of course I added my portfolio. So the most important thing is that you have the skill first, you build a number of projects, and you have a portfolio. Then you let people are able to do those things. It's very hard. Now, if you have after you have done those things and you keep doing it, and you are still not gotten an offer or project or something, along the line you are going to get because you're going to see some internship and all sorts that you're going to apply to. So, but if you still don't get, now this is where the next thing comes in. You can go and volunteer for something. You can look for a friend or probably your mom's friend or someone that is probably in a business. You can say, okay, I want to build a website for you, or I'm going to build a software for you that will help you to do this and do that. So this software, I don't need to pay anything. I just need you to say, okay, to let me know what you think about it, how you can get better and all of that. So just do that. By the time you do that, if the person likes it, they will give you they will tell others that okay, and even some people will see them using it, especially if it's a website. People go to their website and who did the website or yeah, you've also added that one to your portfolio. Because when people want to give people job, they've done before. They want to say, "Okay, what have you done before?" That's how they give you job. So you don't tell me that you have programming skills. What have you done before? That's the first. So that's why it's very important that as you are learning, you work on projects, the video portfolio. The portfolio is like basically about you and most importantly the project you've done. When you're putting your project, put like the one that you know that the craziest, that the best one, probably the best two or the best five projects that you've done. So put it there and also let people know. So if after you've done that for a while, you've learned the skill, you let people know, you apply to internships, and most of the time when you're applying, don't give up because it's very crazy sometimes. Just you're applying to a number of things and you won't get response. So it's normal. And when you're starting out, don't be too picky because I see some young developers they will say 100K job, they cannot take it because there are some people probably 2M monthly, two. Those ones, you know how many years they've been coding, like they've been doing this thing. They're just coming around. I don't even know if you can do the job. Just want to test you and say you other cases. Guy. So don't be too The first physical job that I got, I would they pay me like less than 50K self. The first job, the very first one, that one was is even worse. That one is 10K. The second one, which is like I'll be going there, like I'll transport, go there, transport 50K monthly. So it's crazy. But I need that experience. I need that knowledge, and that those knowledge are what they come together at the end of the day to be like things you can. You will also be able to leverage on. If you are probably if you are starting your own business or you want to get another job, so you surely work in your favor. So the basic things that don't be too picky. Don't say I saw one job 100K. As long as you are going to be learning, don't be too like picky. So try to take those jobs. Just take them. Even if it's volunteering, you can volunteer for it. Of course, if you're no longer interested in volunteering, you can just leave the space. So probably after you took it, you've gained enough experience or you have an offer that will pay you. So, but just try to make sure you are doing something and it will be well. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so well, one of the things I think is that web development is like, or programming generally is one of the skills that once you learn it, like I said initially, cannot you cannot be poor except you choose to be cannot be poor because number one is that you can get a job. Number two is that you can start your own business. Number three is that you can partner with a rich person to start a startup because you have the skill, you can build that product that done with somebody. So and also you can like probably okay, you can see some people that want to like, you can teach them as well. The number of ways you can make money from as a programmer, as a programming student. Now while we are serving, like that's my major asset in the company. That's our major asset. When we started with 13,000 naira, and that 13,000 naira was just to buy our domain, brandbros.com. That was what we that was just to hold our website. That was basically what we used the money for. Every other thing that we had was the skill. And since that, we've made close to 2 million naira, even as a start. That we are just starting. At least we are less than 1 year. And we made close to 2 million naira. So it's just a skill. When you have a skill, you are very sure. You are sure of like making you just try and work hard, just get the skill. And I think even me, one of the things that affected me is that I'm not very social. I'm not a very social person. So if you now add the skill with social and you are social, guy, you are going to grow up because it's a very very high level. It gives you it opens a lot of doors. It opens a lot of opportunities. It opens a lot of opportunities. So the skill is my that's a greatest asset. The building that we had, this office space, every other thing, they can all go. I won't feel it because I still have the skill. So even the laptop can go. If I get another laptop now, I will start the thing that I have the skill already. So so the skill is very, very important. It's one of the skill that it opens a lot of door for you. You have a number of things that you can do with your life. You can choose to do anything with your life actually. You can be a mechanical engineer, and you should be able to apply it there. Probably you are working in a company, they want to automate some things, you want to okay, some machine parts, they want to automate how they probably assign tasks to engineers, how to do some things. You can build a solution for that. You are a tailor. You can build a software where you can build a website where people can go there. They can say, okay, they can give you their unit of measurement, they can pick their size, they send it to you, and be able to put it. You let them know their order is ready. Anything you are doing with your life, you can apply programming there. It's like that it is a very, very it's high level skill. So basically for me that's really helped me a lot. That's my greatest asset. There's no other thing. That's the greatest asset I have in the business. Yeah. Uh,
No,
uh,
actually, the question I wanted to ask has been answered already.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. A pleasure. Okay. All right. All right. All right. It's a pleasure to be here. Once. Someone